me say cerveza.
It's time for the beer podcast, Morty.
Worst beer podcast ever.
Steve and Adam, funny guys.
Hop Nation USA, beer podcast leaders for over 5 years.
Welcome back, everybody. 245. That's the number of episodes that we've gone through just to get to this point of the Hop Nation USA podcast. Aren't you glad we've done that, Steve?
Huh? What?
Wake up. It's podcast time.
Oh, okay.
Awaken from your slumber.
No.
It's been a week since the last time we done one of these.
Yeah, I got all ripped up on mead.
You too, huh?
Yeah.
I just didn't put it on social media like you did.
Well, hey,
I did it silently.
Well,
when
because
was
I
the last time you posted on social media?
Well, I do things from the corporate account once in a while on Twitter.
He said doo-doo.
I know.
Yeah. Poo. But yes, aside from the occasional thing on the Hop Nation USA account, it's been over a year.
Nice.
Like any of my personal accounts, it's been over a year.
Nice.
Nobody wants to see what I do in my life.
Nobody wants to see what you do, Adam, but you know, it'd be nice if you just logged in to get your invites to stuff. People invite you. People still invite you to things.
Well, I do appreciate that, whoever you are.
It's a lot of people. It's like Dennis and
Oh, all right.
I think I've
Nikki
done
and
it
Tom
once.
and
Oh,
Katie.
right.
Yeah.
All
People
right.
invite you to things.
Oh, well, it's nice to feel included.
Well, you should pay attention to actually be included.
What I'm going to do? I'm going to make the invite. I'm going to invite you, and then I'm actually going to send you the invite.
You know
And
what?
I know you check your messenger.
Yes, I do. Well, that's a completely separate account, and I use that so I can talk to people, usually podcast people.
It's odd that that's a separate account because it's connected to Facebook.
It's a separate app.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
no, I'm saying it's all owned by Facebook.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's
Who?
weird. Meta.
Thank
it's
you.
all it's weird that Meta wouldn't push it as a calendar to you.
Right, but they don't.
I know. That's weird.
They do everything else. They try to combine everything else together.
Right.
But they won't tell you, hey, so-and-so said you should go to this.
Yeah, once you come do a thing.
Oh, well.
I don't know.
My life has gotten this far without it, so.
Yeah.
I'm just so
Back-
grateful we weren't the generation raised with cameras everywhere.
Agreed.
Same.
Agreed. By the way, that's Katie.
Hi.
Katie's here.
Katie's
I'm here.
And I'm Adam.
That's
I'm Steve.
Adam.
I'm here too. Yeah.
That's Steve.
So I was listening to last week's episode. Yeah, Steve, you never introduced me.
Yeah, it's whatever. I figure people know what's up.
Somebody made it to 244 and doesn't know who you are. Like,
That's true.
Yeah.
Plus, isn't it usually in the comments? Steve and Adam with
There you
blah,
go.
blah, blah, blah,
Katie
blah.
pays attention to that. So
I don't pay attention to that.
of course not.
I just hit that play button.
Just to jump back to talking about my posting habits.
Yes.
I had to post because I wanted people to know that chocolate cherry mead is fucking fire.
No,
As is that lemon meringue that I had.
probably.
Why did you say no to the chocolate
I don't
cherry?
like chocolate and cherry together in any sense.
Oh, okay. Just another one of Katie's weird
Yep.
food things.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And it's not to say I won't try it. We had Easter brunch and they had literally fudge, like cherry in the center of a piece of fudge.
Mhm.
And the raspberry one was good, but
Ooh.
the cherry one, not for me.
See, if I had the choice between the two, I'd definitely go raspberry.
Fudge is bullshit. It's way too expensive for how easy it's made.
That's why you just make it yourself.
I know. Well, I'm going to eventually. It's just I don't know why I get advertised fudge all the time on Meta.
That is so weirdly specific.
It is.
Well, they just know I'm fat, I guess. I don't know.
I mean,
So, you know, at Christmas time, you have the variety of kiosks that start in the mall and they're not there year round, just
Mhm.
like, you know, holiday, whatever. Well, there was one time there was this woman who had fudge and also we were 16 and potentially blazed out of our domes. And so we're like walking around, whatever. And like we realized she has samples.
Mhm.
So obviously we're going that way.
Right.
And so like we take a couple samples, whatever. My friend Ryan decides that he's gonna like entertain this. And he was like, wow, he's like, your fudge is really good. She's like, thanks. He's like, do you make your own fudge?
Oh, no.
She's like, actually, I do. He's like, really? And how do you get it here? Do you pack your own fudge?
Uh-huh.
Which is like, I mean, a little bit funny now, but when you're high and you're trying to like just get as many free samples as you can, you're just dying in the middle of the mall.
Fudge packer?
Fudge packer. So, that was Katie's fudge story.
Great.
Now let's talk about now let's talk about beer.
Yeah, we're doing beer. Double
Why we're
reverse
here.
on the April Fools.
Yeah. See what you get.
Because we said we weren't doing beer, but now we're doing beer. But we're doing specific beer.
We are doing specific beers.
We're doing a state episode.
I went on a trip.
Yes.
Yes, Katie.
And I'm repping.
Yeah, I don't know why you're a boomer sooner, but you know that's
That
what
was
you're
a
doing.
$15 hoodie when you need a hoodie.
Fair enough.
Math checks.
Fair enough. I do not know such luxuries, but that's nice. But yeah, we're doing beer from a specific state, and we're doing a state that we haven't done before. We did our Florida Redux,
Yes.
but we're continuing to fill out our map. And Katie went on a trip to Oklahoma and brought back beers.
So thank you for that.
Hey,
Yes.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma
It's
City.
actually a nice place.
Yeah.
I like Oklahoma. Well, Oklahoma City. The 3 different places I've been in Oklahoma, I liked all of them. I'll
There
put
you
it that
go.
to you that way. So,
Oklahoma City, home of the Thunder. That's all I got on Oklahoma City.
yeah.
I'll be honest.
So we were like trying to find things to do at night, and somebody was like, "Do you want to go to Thunder's game?" And I was like, "Actually, yeah." And they're like, "I was kidding." I was like, "Oh,
Did you go?
no."
Ah, I'd have gone.
I was the only person who was willing to watch basketball. I was pretty bummed about it, actually.
But I mean, when you have like next to no choices, what would you do in Oklahoma?
There's choices. They have a minor league baseball team whose
Oh.
stadium I could see. I could have watched a game from my hotel room.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So there was that. There's lots of places to eat. There's a weird amount of German restaurants.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then, breweries, distilleries.
Yeah.
We were staying in, it's like built up, a lot of restaurants. Breweries are in the area. Distilleries are in the area. There's like a little river walk.
Uh-huh.
We don't really have anything that's exactly like that. Be kind of like,
So they're trying to be. They had like little Austin.
I was thinking Little San Antonio
There you go. Yeah. That's why.
with the Riverwalk.
San Antonio Riverwalk.
no, it's not quite. It's closer to Austin.
Okay.
Okay.
Vibe wise, it's closer.
Vibe-wise.
Closer to
All right.
Austin.
All right. I can
Austin
dig it.
vibes. But yeah. So yeah, Katie brought back beer from Oklahoma. We don't really know much about Oklahoma aside from Prairie. It's the only thing we really see.
Right.
I know where it is.
You've been to Prairie. You saw it.
No,
Did you see
I know
it?
where Oklahoma is. You said we don't
Oh.
know anything
Oh.
about it.
Yeah, no, I have a general idea.
You know where it
but
is.
it's also a general mystery
Yeah.
to me.
And it looks like a pot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like a pot. It looks like a hat. It's Texas's backwards cap. But the first beer that Katie brought to us is coming from not Oklahoma City, but Tulsa.
Mm.
It's by the Heirloom Rustic Ales, and it's their dark lager by the name of Nightjar.
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 Jar.
Nice.
Which surprisingly, when I looked up on Untapped, there's actually a lot of Nightjars.
Really?
So many.
So it's probably maybe a reference to something in beer culture that I actually don't know.
Let's find out.
Because like Dark Horse has a Nightjar.
And there's a Nightjar Brewing,
Yeah. So
which I think is
must be
British
a
company.
reference to something.
So is that night starting with an N or with a K?
And
with an N.
Okay. All right. I wasn't sure if like some sort of medieval thing.
I have no. Yeah, no.
I wondered if it was like another term for like a nightcap or something.
Maybe.
That we just weren't familiar
It's,
with.
it said it's shine instead of like a
jar drinking.
yeah.
Yeah. That would make sense. I wouldn't put that past anybody. But
And I wouldn't put it past myself. I'd get in on that.
yeah. Apparently, though, this is a beer that is made with a bunch of dark bready malts, and it's entirely hopped with the Czech Saaz.
Mm.
So they're right there. But yeah, they said it has some hazelnut and chocolate and praline notes. So, we'll see about
All right.
that.
I'll be honest. I don't know that I can pick out praline.
Neither do I, and I don't know that that's necessarily
I could.
meant for a dark lager.
All I know is that pralines are somehow associated with pecans,
Sure, yes.
usually an ice cream.
Yeah, yes, happens in ice cream a lot.
That's about it. That is my praline knowledge base.
Gotcha.
Sidebar. Nightjars are a medium-sized nocturnal bird in the family of some word I can't say, in order of other word I can't say, characterized by long wings, short legs, and a very short bill.
Oh, there you go.
It's a burb.
It's a burb.
Burb. He don't owe much. He's got a short bill.
Yeah.
Oh God. 4.8%. And then no IBUs apparently.
I'm all right with that. I like
You're
this.
oh, stay tuned, bud.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
So we're gonna pour this one up and then we'll be right back to talk about it.
It kind of gives me melted Tootsie Roll vibes. Maybe because we're talking about it.
Perhaps, yes. It does, even looks like Pepsi.
Yeah.
It does.
It does
looks
kind of
like
look like
Pepsi.
Pepsi.
It really does. Side note on that, I tried a Nitro Pepsi earlier this week.
How
Yeah.
was that?
It was fine.
No big to do.
No, it
Yeah.
wasn't.
I wouldn't bother with that.
It was on sale.
I understand. I'm sure it was on sale because nobody wants that.
Right. So I got that and I got the vanilla as well. Vanilla Pepsi on Nitro.
Yeah,
That was better.
sure.
But yeah, I can't drink that stuff anymore.
Pepsi's so flat to begin with that, like,
I don't know how many years it's been since I had Pepsi.
Well, I could tell you it's been about 2 days for me.
Yeah.
I have no reason to reset that anytime soon.
Really? Wow.
give a motherfucker a call when they put Coke on Nitro or they put Barks on Nitro.
I
Ooh.
think
Or they
Coke
put-
is coming.
I'm sure it is.
Somebody said something to me about it the other day.
Yeah. Or if they put Reed's ginger beer on Nitro,
I don't know that I've ever had that.
yeah, you go get some.
Okay.
It's the best ginger beer, especially for making drinks.
I say I'm a Gosling man myself.
This is spicy though,
Ah, okay.
and it comes in many strengths.
Oh,
It,
okay.
it has regular, it has hot, it has extra with the 2 X's.
Well, you got to have that.
A lot.
All right, maybe I'll expand outside of Gosling, but that's not important right now.
No, we're back to this Nightjar. It's like I said, it looks like Pepsi. It had a nice head on it.
Mhm.
It laces well. Smells malty and sweet.
It does, which is a fine combination, if you ask me.
I'm into it.
Mm-hmm. And you said, what did you say the ABV was on this?
4.8.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No.
It'll break your back.
It's a bit nutty.
Did say it would be.
I assume that's what praline is supposed to taste like.
Yeah, praline is nutty
Mhm.
of ish.
It said praline and hazelnut.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of that.
Not getting any chocolate.
No, not really.
It's it's not the best dark lager I've had, but it's not the worst either. So
No, and honestly, I think the color kind of throws me off a little bit on that because I'm when you say dark lager, for some idiot reason, my brain goes to black IPAs, which this is obviously not for a multitude of reasons.
The 0 IBUs being one of
Yes.
them.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, no, I like it. It's this leans sweet and almost touches. It has like almost like a brown ale profile.
Yes. Yeah. I agree with the brown ale side of things. It does kind of dry out a little bit on the back end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah, I get that too. But
I get back into it.
yeah, otherwise I'm just it doesn't really stick out as a dark lager
Right.
for me. Like the dark lagers I've had, the Tomave Pivos.
The what?
The Tomave Pivo.
What is a tomato pivo?
Tomave Pivo. It's Czech for dark
Oh,
beer. Yeah.
okay.
Like the like Hop Farm put one out, and then I had another one recently from somebody, and my fucking brain is just gone. But
Oh, all right. We'll say Yellow Bridge until told otherwise.
Actually, I don't think it was a PA.
Oh, all right.
Just pull that out your ass.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And I don't know that they do. Don't say yellow. Here's the thing. Don't say it was a Pittsburgh brewery because then all Pittsburgh listeners will go looking for it. And they'll go in the Yellow Bridge and it's like, hey, Ian's got that Tomave Pivo.
Wow.
And they go, we don't brew that.
Wow.
But if enough people show up and start knocking on the door for that, maybe they will.
Okay, sure. Then, yeah.
You know, so you're welcome, Yellow Bridge. We're expanding your horizons for you.
Congratulations. Now you have homework.
We're forcing you into a realm that you may or may not be in already.
Just for the record, it's Adam's fault. Steve and I had nothing to do
It
with
is.
this.
Oh, I will carry that mantle. I don't mind.
Hey, Ian's got that tomato pivo.
Tomato people.
Gross. So what do you say we get into a little news notes, maybe a little neat?
Sure.
You into that sort of thing?
I'm down.
Okay. Who would like to go
Down.
first? Anybody got something, a real ripper to get us going?
I got something it's a neat about a news.
What?
Yeah, you'll see.
Okay.
You'll all see.
I was waiting for that.
Basically, I'm
Got
not.
ominous really fast.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, I'm not going to get into the actual news story, but I think that the existence of the news story is neat.
Just the sheer fact that it's
Right.
okay. All right.
Forbes, and whether or not you consider that a trash rag, I kind of do, but it has grand appeal. So they do have an article up this week, though, about smoke beer.
Oh.
Yes. And whoever was doing the writing, they sat down with a bunch of brewers in Colorado
Mhm.
and a lot of Colorado breweries are getting into the smoked beer realm.
All right.
So it's kind of like a harbinger of possible things to come, because if things go well in Colorado, then you can expect other people, like the states that touch,
Yes.
and other states like Oklahoma that aren't too far away either.
And then it'll spread.
Yeah, and it'll spread, and then
Trickle.
you get a trickle out effect. So if Colorado and California start doing smoked beers, then thus the rest of the country goes.
Hopefully it'll be eastbound and down.
I feel
Yeah,
like California's been trying to stay away from smoke, but okay.
you think. It's all trauma for them.
Jeez.
What?
You're right. Doesn't mean you have to say it.
This beer's triggering. But
Oof.
yeah, the article, it's okay. I mean, you can go through and read, and if you don't know what a smoked beer is, I don't know why you're listening to this show, but you can learn a little bit about smoked
That's
beers.
right, because they're trying to learn, Steve. That's why they're listening.
Yeah, well, okay, but I'm just saying, if you're listening to this show, you should already know about smoked beers.
Agreed.
But if you don't know about smoked beers, they get into, obviously, Schlenkerla,
Mm-hmm.
and then they also talk about one of the brewers spent time in Norway learning their method of smoking and kilning the malt at the same time.
Nice.
So yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's a little surface level, but if you don't know anything about it, it's good. Like it's a good article for everybody who doesn't know about smoked beer.
Yeah.
And to be fair, the general
To be fair.
populace, to be fair,
Right.
they know nothing about it.
Right. And I think it's neat because it's promoting something that could be important in the future.
It is important to the future
Yeah.
of this country.
Well, it's important. It's important to me, but it's
Because if it goes away, Steve's going to be mad.
sad. Well, I mean, not really, because I'll still just get Schlenkerla at
There you
places.
go.
Like everybody's fighting against that to begin with. So
That is the gold standard.
for me
There you go.
and most other people, it's like I was at Vintage not too long ago, and they had the regular Urbach that I usually get,
Mhm.
but I was really craving like that Helles that they do that's like by contact smoke,
Yeah.
and they didn't have it. I was peeved.
Mother truckers.
It just
Yeah.
means you have to go back.
It's upset. Oh yeah, I'll
Go back.
Yeah,
There's your reason. There's your excuse to go.
one of them.
Exactly. You don't need many.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reasons to go to Vintage. They have 3 Floyds. They have She's Noof. They have
The list just keeps growing.
yeah. I said She's Noof. Noof She's.
I was just gonna let it go.
I got fucking brain worms.
We all got brainworms these days.
Yup.
So it's my turn.
Yeah, go.
So this is for this Friday, and if you're listening on a Friday, as you should, this should be pertinent news. What Philly invades Pittsburgh this weekend?
Who?
Philly,
Where?
Pittsburgh.
Cool.
Yeah.
Where at?
So that is an event that breweries in PA are friends in beer media.
Sure.
Oh, we've had them on the show. We're friends.
Sure.
They'll like a meme once in a while.
Sure.
We'll like their memes. It's cool. But
They should retweet more. They're a little stingy on the retweets.
I'm all right with that.
I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Don't be stingy.
Don't be stingy. They're free.
Yeah.
The electrons are free.
Yeah.
But no, they're putting on an event here in Pittsburgh. It's an opportunity for those of us in the western part of the state to try a bunch of beers that are out in the eastern part of the state, and they're just fairly difficult to get without a little mulling or going there.
Just difficult enough.
Yes, exactly. 6 hours is just outside the comfort range to go get a beer.
Mm-hmm. Are they bringing anybody who's kind of like new to that Philly scene? Like, obviously, like I guess Tired Hands we get a lot of,
Right.
and 2SP I would think has been out here a number of times. Is there anybody who's coming that you don't recognize on the list?
Don't recognize Lost Tavern.
Okay,
I've never heard anything from them.
I think they're a little newer.
Right. Stable 12. Exactly.
I've heard of, but yeah.
They have a pony in their logo.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I actually
Makes sense.
I actually get their logo confused with Whitehorse.
Yes, exactly. But for some more well-known, they have Other Half. They have Human Robot, Warwick Farm, Hidden River, Fourscore.
Okay. The Warwick Farm was another one I was wondering if it was coming out because they've been getting a lot of press, especially on that website.
Yes. But they are part of the contingent coming this way.
Fun.
And they will be at Necromancer Brewing.
They got the space.
Exactly. They got space. Everybody can go at arm's length and twirl about and still have plenty of space left over.
Fun.
They're going to have 2 sessions. One starts at 12. I think the other one starts at like 5. Check the website. Don't quote me on that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't knock on the door when people aren't there yet. Like, oh, the one Hub Nation said you'd be open now. Don't do that. Don't put that on me.
Do that. Put that on there.
Wow.
See, what's going to happen is the beer douche is going to do exactly that. He's just going to knock on the door.
Good, yeah. Yeah, I fully
And that'll be his...
endorse
Yeah.
sending the beer douche as an agent of chaos into places.
See, the thing is, that would be his first douche move ever because he's such a nice guy.
Yeah, I know.
We'll work
He'll
on
get
that.
there.
We'll work on that. Yes. But just to sweeten the pot a little bit, not only are they going to be doing unlimited pours there, but they will also have cans available for you to take home.
Cool.
Fun.
So if you see something that you really like, you want to take home for later, you can do that.
Fun.
Yes. So go, drink beers, have fun, be sociable.
Cool.
That's that.
All right, great.
Lovely.
Katie, do you have news?
I do. Bell's Brewery is releasing a beer called Sparkle and Smash. It's part of their Unite series. And basically what they do with that is come together with different people, depending on what they're doing, in this case, women. But previously it's been like military or LGBT, etc. But this week they're doing Sparkle and Smash. It's an 8% single hop Belgian triple. And the recipe was written by women from various departments at Bell's. And then they all came together to actually brew it and bottle it. And they're going to serve it. On top of that, they actually brewed it with hops and malts, both from women-based or women-owned companies, rather. And so the whole point of this is just to give attention to women's contributions to craft beer. But also it's a give back kind of thing. So the money from this is going to go to 4 different organizations. One is called Helping Women, period. One is YWCA, Young Women's in Kalamazoo, and then Red Birth Green, and Lifting Lucy is the 4th one, and that supports underrepresented communities in brewing, so Black, Indigenous, and other women of color. So it's kind of cool, just helping out basically. The release date is this weekend. It's the 24th, and it's going to be available on draft and cans.
Oh.
So hopefully, I don't know if it's distroing. I couldn't find any info on that. But hopefully it is. And if not, find somebody that you know in Detroit or Michigan and get some so you can help.
Yeah, I imagine if it's in cans, it's at least going to be at like the multiple Bell's tap rooms that they have.
Yeah.
And then maybe even New Belgium ones because now they're partners.
They are.
Now they're together. I
Say,
guess?
are they like what is that? Is that just a single entity now? Or are they partners, sort of like what ABV is?
I think it's more. Sapporo is the overall owner of everybody, right?
Ah, okay.
Or is it Sapporo or Kieran or?
I don't remember.
Yes.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, they're the overall owner of everything. So.
Okay.
Not me.
Not
Yet.
you.
Fight a bitch.
Well, not if they pay you enough. Why would you fight them?
Right.
Yeah, I have a price.
Yeah. Everybody's got a price.
Everybody
Ted
got a
DiBiase,
price.
1992.
Wait, what?
Ted DiBiase.
Oh.
1992.
Thought you were quoting your price.
No,
Like
no.
1992, that's all it would take?
Aim higher, bud.
No, I'm quoting the quoter. Everybody has a price. Everybody's got to pay.
Everybody's got a price. Steve, you got another one?
I do. And this one is pertinent to what we're talking about. We're talking about Oklahoma and Oklahoma beers.
Okay.
And there is a brewery that is copying Pennsylvania.
Oh?
Yes.
Like the whole state?
Well, just copying a brewery in Pennsylvania.
okay.
Posers.
Yeah. Total posers. There is a brewery called the Vanessa House Beer Company.
Mm-hmm.
It's good beer.
And they're out of the Oklahoma City area. And they are going all solar.
Yes, they are.
just like Victory
Who?
Victory?
Brewing.
Mm,
Yeah, they're all solar,
heard of them?
but they've been.
Yeah.
They've been.
It's old news to
Yeah.
them.
Vanessa
That's
House,
not the news.
No.
Okay.
Vanessa House has turned solar, and they're going to release their first all sun brewed beer this weekend.
Yes, in celebration of Earth Day.
Yes, if you're listening on a Friday, as you should, then that beer comes out today, and you can get the Always Sunny in Rad City New England IPA.
That's actually a really good name. I like that name.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Also, Rad City, is that a nickname for Oklahoma City?
Didn't hear it once the whole time I was there.
Oh, all right then. So it sounds like a no.
She didn't hear it, but maybe she didn't go to the cool places.
Oh,
and call it Rad
no.
City.
That's probably the problem. Yes.
You were stuck in Square City.
I will consult with my friends there and check back.
Katie was on the outskirts in Squaresville.
It's literally downtown.
Nerd.
You got to go to the art district where they call it Rad City.
Oh man. Oh man.
Just a
I'll
little.
have you know I was down the street from the Banjo Museum. Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Wait a minute. Hold up. You were near the Banjo Museum and you didn't go?
Yeah, it's the second or third time I've been there and didn't go.
Man,
For what reason, Adam?
to go see banjos. Maybe they got a Steve Martin banjo there.
That is so specific.
Steve Martin?
That's also
The
like,
comedian?
I understand, but that's also like that's the best you can come up with.
That's just so like
Yeah.
that's just yeah.
They got the Deliverance banjo, and they got a Steve Martin, and they got an Ed Helms that he played at Bonnaroo.
Ed Helms played at Bonnaroo?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's always doing some fucking bluegrass fuck thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe something from Lester Flat? We don't know. Earl Scruggs?
Earl Scruggs is a little bit broader than Steve Martin.
Fair. Fair.
Didn't even know Steve Martin ever played a banjo.
He does.
This
Now I
one-
know.
Mhm.
Yeah,
He's actually pretty good.
he's been old school banjo for a long time.
Yeah.
Like he's been. I think he has like a number of Grammys.
Wow, good
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
no idea.
He is
Yeah.
a legit banjo player. It's
Yeah.
not just a goof.
Though I don't actually pay any attention to the Grammys
Right.
at all.
Right.
Yeah.
When are the Grammys?
They're gone already.
I think
They
they
already
were a
have-
week after the slap heard round the world, so I think
Oh.
everyone missed them.
Oh, I wouldn't say I was missing it, Bob.
Yeah. Nobody knows.
No.
Nobody cares. They're like being that we grew up on the MTV
Mhm.
Music Awards, and then those are out of fashion with us.
All awards nowadays are pointless.
Yeah, all awards are pointless. But that's the thing is we grew up on the MTV Awards,
Mhm.
and we never transitioned into getting into the Grammys.
Right. The adult awards.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Because it was just like, who gives a shit? It's
Yeah.
all popularity contests.
Did Weird Al win? No, don't care then.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he won this year or not.
I didn't even know he had a new album out.
I don't
this year.
know. I don't know.
either.
But yeah, so Vanessa House, go get that beer.
Yes. And if you're one of the first 50 people to pick up a beer there, you get a free glass.
Yep.
Yay, glass.
Yep.
So everybody loves glassware.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
I got one more. It's not news or neat. It's just weird.
Sure.
Okay. And it's hyper specific. Dayton, Ohio. Apparently, y'all are having a garlic fest this week.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. In July. I
In July.
misspoke. Yes. You're having a garlic fest this year, more importantly. And somewhere in there is going to be a garlic beer. We need y'all to get that. One of two things. If it's in a can, send it to us. And if it's not in a can, report back. Other things that seem normal. Garlic hamburger, garlic hot dog. Okay, fine. Garlic on popcorn. That's fine. Garlic eating contest seems a little bit strange. Yeah, I don't want to do that. And especially not for $100.
No.
That's no. But
I hope
I'm
it's a $100 gift certificate
It's
for
like-
more garlic.
well, there's also a meatball eating contest. I'm
Ooh.
content with that one. I'm not
Okay.
going to just eat cloves of garlic. Meatballs, yes.
I'll get in on that.
Yeah. So, but also this year, what's new is garlic ice cream and garlic beer. You can miss me with that ice cream. I've had mushroom ice cream once, and I decided
yuck.
that creative ice cream is just not my jam. But garlic beer, need to hear about it. So let us know if you're in Ohio.
Garlic beer would be interesting.
I already have the perfect pairing for it.
Which is
The Almost Famous by East End. Their pickle beer.
Garlic and pickle beer.
Yeah.
so no one's making out with Adam.
That is correct. Get away, ladies.
No kiss. No kiss. It's interesting that it's a garlic eating contest and not a garlic bread eating contest. The garlic bread eating contest would fucking rule.
I'd rather have the meatballs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Everybody would rather have the meatballs, but even still, just like a garlic bread eating contest would be fun.
Well, right to the organizers.
No, I'm just gonna have a garlic bread eating contest by myself.
Isn't that just you eating garlic bread?
Yeah, and
Alone in the dark?
And guess who wins? I do.
Okay, proposition. Everybody makes their own garlic bread,
Mhm.
enough to share,
Mhm.
with a beer we want to pair with it.
Oh.
Mm.
And then we do our own thing. So we get Kelsey, Dennis,
Yeah.
whomever else.
Mm.
Yeah.
A garlic I can't. No, a garlic charcuterie. I can't make it work.
Garlic charcuterie.
I can't make it work. I can't do the words together.
Garlic board.
I can't.
Charcuterie board.
Shark garlic.
Charcuterie.
Shark garlic cucci.
This is going off the rails.
Yeah, well, I can't portmanteau it, so let's
Garcucci board.
Garcucci. Let's come back to the dark lager,
Okay.
the Nightjar
It tastes like beer.
by Heirloom Rustic.
Tastes
Yes.
like beer.
Yeah,
This is a beer flavored beer.
It is.
yeah,
Mhm.
tastes like beer. It's a little
Beery?
well, it's a little too sweet for what I expect from a dark lager.
That's fair.
I expect it to be a little more dry and malty, whereas this is pretty close to like brown ale.
It's fine. I don't hate it. I'd drink it again.
Yeah.
But it didn't knock my socks off. Socks are firmly planted on the feet still.
Yeah.
This is the easy drinking beer that I have 2 or 3 of while watching a footballs in a November.
Yes.
Mhm.
Perhaps with a bowl of chili.
My brain
Ooh,
went to
yeah.
nachos, but I'm not mad about the chili.
You can put the chili on the nachos.
I don't do that.
I'm learning so much about
I don't
you.
like chili.
You don't like chili. You don't like banjos. Who are you?
I didn't say I don't like banjos.
She just doesn't like banjo museums.
I don't need to spend my hard-earned money in a banjo museum.
Pretty sure you could just walk in. I don't think they get that many clientele.
I don't know.
Find out.
I have
Next time you
no
go, find
idea.
out.
It's very close to.
If Banjo Museum
Is it-
costs more than $5, don't go. That's too much. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's fair. Well,
That's
I mean, maybe
crazy.
if they could give you a free banjo afterwards.
Is it
I'll
Garth
kick it to
Brooks
10.
has a restaurant?
Ew.
Some country store has a restaurant that's very close to the Banjo Museum.
He's from Oklahoma. He's an Okie from Muskogee.
Okay, that's probably Garth Brooks. It's very close to a Bass Pro Shops that's so large, I've gotten lost in it.
Oh. Is
Yeah.
it bigger than the one in Memphis, which is also a pyramid?
Couldn't be.
Probably not, but it's pretty big. There's a giant ass fish tank in the back.
Ass fish.
That's where they found me. Like, actually, we figured you'd be here. I was like, thank you. I got lost.
Just looking at the fish. So, yeah, what do you say we take a quick break?
Yeah.
Reload with some more Sooner beer?
Uh-huh. We're going to learn about the history of beer in Oklahoma.
Way to sell it.
But it's actually, it is pretty interesting.
That's what we were
So,
talking about earlier. There's actually some
Yeah.
neat stuff.
Yeah, there's interesting things, so stay tuned.
Cute.
First Sip Brew Box is a one-of-a-kind subscription service for craft beer lovers based right here in Pittsburgh. Every month, First Sip will send you a box full of craft beer enthusiast essentials, including t-shirts, glassware, and even food. Right now, our friends at First Sip Brew Box have an offer for you. Just sign up for a 3-month subscription and get your 4th month free. Just enter the code HOPUSA when you sign up at firstsipbrewbox.com. That's HOPUSA at checkout to get your 4th month free at firstsipbrewbox.com. Welcome back, everybody. Still Hop Nation USA. You have not switched over to last podcast on the left.
Yet.
No, don't do that.
Well, I'm just saying, hey, it's a popular show.
It is a popular show.
I've been listening to the Holy Hour.
What is the Holy Hour?
It's sex and dating.
Neat.
It's entertaining. It's very entertaining.
I'll have to put that on the list.
Okay.
I'm still listening to Decay with the Boys. I'm catching up on that.
Yeah. Yeah. You've been talking crazy over there.
They have been.
Get themselves in trouble.
Little bit.
Oh.
Little bit.
Tell me about that later.
Talking wild.
Definitely tell me about that later.
Ah, no, they're just saying some ignorant shit about tea that I'm not having. So,
They shit talking your tea.
shit talking tea.
Ooh,
Yeah, they're going to get it.
them's fighting.
hmm
The only tea I think I'd ever shit talk is sometimes fruited teas.
Mm-hmm.
Just no.
I get you.
Not all of them. Sometimes they put certain teas together, certain fruit flavors, and it's just like you're trying too hard.
I get some of that. No, they were shit talking Earl Grey. They were getting.
I don't like Earl Grey. I respect it,
hands.
but I don't like it.
They catch hands.
Worst schoolyard fight ever.
In fairness, it's probably happened in Britain at some point.
Yeah.
This is not new.
Oh, book cheese.
Oh Lord. We're doing accents.
Well, before we get too far down that rabbit hole,
Sure.
let's talk some Oklahoma beers because we have Oklahoma beers. Thank you, Katie.
Who?
You.
Oh,
You.
you're welcome.
You with the sweatshirt. With the upside
Right.
down no.
I'm wearing an OU sweatshirt.
Yes.
That's an upside down no. Well, to
So
you,
anyway,
it's
what
right.
we have here. I can see it.
That's all.
Oh, great. Okay. Anyway, we have a beer.
Yup.
And you had this coming.
I know.
It's an IPA if you can't tell by the ominousness. This is from Roughtail Brewing Company. Roughtail is a type of gecko I Googled in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And it is a double dry hopped IPA with Sabro, Amarillo, and Citra with lactose and vanilla. And it is smooth, creamy, and thick with 2 C's. Swear to Jesus it says that. With lovely notes of vanilla and citrus. And it's the Drippin Milkshake IPA. Interestingly, it just says vanilla ale on the can, on the back of it. But also it's got this tiny little thing on the bottom. And it's got a picture of their little lizard. And it says sip, sip, sipping on some lizard. And I respect the fuck out of that. So, yeah, that's what we're drinking. It is a 6.5% ABV. And this says 0 IBU. So guess what?
Yeah.
It's a mystery.
Yeah.
No, there's definitely going to be some IBUs.
Damn it. But it's what do you call it? They said it was a vanilla ale?
Yeah, so this is 12 fluid ounces of vanilla ale. That's what it says on the can, but the front of the can says Milkshake IPA.
I'm going to stick with vanilla
And it
ale.
says vanilla, creamy, and thick with 2 C's.
And you got to have that.
So not,
And apparently it has Citra and Sabro
and Amarillo.
and Amarillo. So who knows?
Well, we will here in a moment.
Yeah.
Once we get this bad boy poured up, poured out. Pour delicious?
No.
No, too far? Too much? All
2
right.
C's.
Be honest, they
C's.
never said poor delicious.
It's poured up.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Adam's so excited to be drinking an IPA, you guys.
I don't
You
like
don't even know.
I don't like it.
You smell it?
I did smell it. And I don't like it.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, I don't love the smell on it either though. There is something
There's a lot going on there.
yeah. There is something there that is just not pleasant. Like
So to me, it's got that normal, that Citra, that IPA pungentness that I'm not a big fan of. But then it's got like kind of a fruit twist on top of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
I was getting something almost medicinal.
Well, I mean, it kind of is.
Or floor cleaner ish.
Wow.
Yeah. There's just something very strong.
I think after the feet beer, no smell's ever going to bother me again.
To look at it though, it just looks like a juicy,
It does.
there's nothing
Hazy,
remarkable.
creamy, lactose-filled milkshake IPA.
Yeah, nothing remarkable
Yeah.
there, but on the nose, it's very
Strong
Yeah.
pineapple
Strong.
juice.
Doesn't smell like any vanilla ale I've ever had.
Strong pineapple juice. The orange pineapple color.
But I'm going to get into it because that's what we do here.
oh okay,
It's tasty.
yeah.
Nope.
As he goes back for more.
Nope. Because it's just not, it reminds me of a lot of those decadent ales,
I can see that.
Yeah.
I could absolutely see that.
but it is not jazzed up as the decadence,
Mhm.
where it kind of hides the IPA-ness.
Mm.
This still has a little bit out there for those of you that enjoy it.
Yeah.
Some of them.
It's
Pointing at you people.
Only some of them.
it's been a while since I've actually had an IPA, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I've been drinking a lot of fucking stouts and lagers and dark beer. Like,
Who are you?
I don't know. So yeah, it's been a while since I think I've had just like a straight up down the middle IPA.
Huh.
I like this though.
I like this.
Yeah. It's fruity. Yeah.
It's fruity and creamy and vanilla-y, and it calls it a shot.
Yeah, it definitely has.
It does.
Yeah, that offensive smell, whatever it is, doesn't show up in any way tasting it. Because like Katie just said, it's very vanilla up front.
Mm-hmm.
And then it does taper off into the bitter IPA back.
Yeah, it does.
But that's fine.
It's fine if you're not Adam.
Right. So like the first half, I don't mind. Well, as much. And then the back half, it just, not for me.
Yeah.
Not for me. It's well crafted.
It's fully delightful.
See, other people like it. So for them, good for them. Good for you. Not for me.
I'm wondering, because we haven't had a lot of experience with it on the show, and I can't think of, I still haven't had a single hopped beer with Sabro. But I do get like a little bit of a coconut flavor.
Oh, they're gonna go with Coke.
No, coconut flavor,
What kind of Coke?
which is a tribute of Sabro.
Mm-hmm.
But I also half wonder, is that what's contributing to the strong, cleaner smell?
Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah,
That would make sense.
yeah. Because I've heard a lot of polarizing tales about Sabro, but I haven't really experienced Sabro in a meaningful way.
Well, perhaps we need to reach out to one Bobby Nacho.
Maybe. I think
Again.
4 Points makes an unbranded Sabro.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
All right.
So you can think, or they have made it in the past. I don't know
all
if
right.
they will in the future.
We'll write some emails.
Yeah, but
We'll talk to some people. We'll get Bashline in on this.
it's not
somebody.
it's not a popular hop, is what I'm getting at.
I can see
since
why.
Since its inception, it's not a popular hop because of the coconut flavors, and then I think a lot of people obviously don't like coconut.
Right.
Me.
Coconut is polarizing.
But this doesn't really give me that strong coconut. I get the vanilla more than anything. Definitely getting the citra to a degree, but the vanilla is the strongest flavor for me.
Yeah.
I think it's overpowering the other ones. So
Yeah, for me, it comes off a little bit like a pina colada, but
I can see that vibe.
because it still has that juicy fruitiness. But I just get the slightest hints, and it's because there's so much vanilla as well.
Yeah.
Like I get the slightest hints of like vanilla coconut, followed by fruitiness, followed by hop, bitter. So yeah, it's a interesting beer. I would drink more of it. I just do not love that smell though.
You don't have to smell it. You just have to drink it.
It smells off-putting. So it's like if you kind of pinch your nose in a way,
Right.
do the reverse of what some tasters would do. And some tasters, they open their nose as they quaff their beer.
Yes. Well, and the other thing is, when you first smelled it, you had no idea what the taste was going to be.
Right.
So now that you know what you're getting into, you don't have to worry about that anymore. You don't have
Right.
to, try to pick it apart or decipher it or anything like that. Now you can just enjoy it.
Yeah. Now I know how it goes. But it was off-putting at first. But what else? Good for you, Roughtail.
There you go.
You did the thing.
What you got for us?
So what I have is, if you've listened to past state episodes that we've done,
Yeah.
and it's been a while since we've done one proper, we tried to do a little bit of a history and background on the state and how their beer culture came to be, because every state's different. And I actually found that Oklahoma has a more interesting one than just German immigrants showed up.
Did that happen though?
No, not
Sure.
really. See,
Okay.
that's why
then
I
I
found
still
it
don't understand why there's so much German
exactly.
restaurants.
Yeah, that's why I
Right.
found it interesting when you said that there appears to be a big German culture, because it doesn't seem like they had an effect on the beer.
Huh.
And maybe it came later, that they showed up later, but for the most part, a lot of states are, the mid 1800s. Fucking Germans show up, start making lagers. Then prohibition happens, and then nobody makes beer. And then at some point in the 80s, somebody sets up a brew pub. That's kind of the basic breakdown for a lot of states. But Oklahoma is almost completely different from that.
I am actually genuinely curious now.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So let's start with the overall general stats of Oklahoma. These numbers aren't up to date because they're off the Brewers Association and they kind of reflect 2020.
That'll
So,
happen.
Yeah, they're not up to date on their things, but Oklahoma comes in at 34th in the union with number of breweries.
Oh.
They have 67 breweries
Oh.
for the entire state.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Which is double West Virginia.
That is true.
So good for them there. And if you go back to 2014, they only had 10.
Oh, no.
So it's an explosion.
That is an explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend did say that it's like, especially the last 5 years, it's
Mhm.
gotten really big.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, you can definitely see the uptrend. Like if you go on the like Brewers Association website,
Mm.
they have a little graph, and it's like 2011, 10 breweries, 2012, 10 breweries, 2013, 10 breweries. And if you go pre-2011, it's less breweries.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's exploded to 67. Great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it puts them at 2.4 breweries, or 2.4 breweries per capita.
Okay.
So there's still like 39th in that. So they actually
All right.
go down. Yeah.
Still better than Georgia.
Yeah. They do 76,000 barrels a year.
All of them?
All of them together.
Wow.
Okay.
Good for them.
Yeah, all of them together. That puts
Try hard.
For reference, PA is 41 times larger than that. But then again, that's Yingling
That's-
Bump.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're number 2 in the union because we put out 3.1 million. So
Just a little bit.
yeah, just a little bit bigger, but they're still trying. They're doing their best.
Good state.
Yeah.
Tries hard.
So to get into the history of Oklahoma, they are obviously a Midwest state, and their history is a little different from other states, especially like 13 colonies and
Mhm.
shit like that. They didn't become a state till 1907.
Whoa.
They were one of the last.
Yeah, they didn't jump right in. Up until that point, though, they were split into what was called at the time Indian Territory
Mhm.
and the Oklahoma Territory. So the Oklahoma Territory was
So when you say Indian territory, that's like a proper noun Indian territory. That was the name of
that was the name.
territory.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I said of the time.
Yeah, I
it
was
was
just
called.
making
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I understood.
But it was so like the Oklahoma Territory was U.S. owned land,
Mhm.
and basically, like I believe there was another native tribe that was part of the Oklahoma Territory, and then the Indian Territory was multiple native tribes, including the Cherokee and Choctaw.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew the Choctaw was.
Yeah, Choctaw is pretty important. We'll get into them in a minute. But yeah, 1907, they entered the Union as a state, and they entered as a dry state.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Rude.
Not off to a good start.
yeah.
Rude.
They started off in prohibition because it was illegal to sell any kind of intoxicants
Mhm.
in the Indian Territory.
Oh.
Oh.
I didn't
and-
know that.
Yeah, and there was just like a huge Protestant prohibition contingency
Hmm.
in the Oklahoma Territory.
Huh.
So it's like one place you couldn't sell, the other place didn't want.
So at that point, it kind of just made itself.
Yeah, and then the Panhandle was weird. I don't. There's a weird history behind the Panhandle that I
Okay.
didn't get into
In
much.
fairness, what panhandle isn't weird?
But you're right.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
all weird.
Yeah, they're all weird.
We're looking at you, Florida and West Virginia.
Man, that Tallahassee's crazy.
It's a Tallahassee.
Yeah,
Wow.
You like that?
No, moving
not
on.
really. not terribly. So, yeah, they didn't have really any beer or alcohol when they entered the Union. Obviously, Prohibition came along, and they were okay with that.
Just keep right on trucking.
Yeah, they didn't even bother to vote to ratify the 21st Amendment when it came along. Like they were just kind of like dragging their feet,
Oh,
and Utah beat them to ratifying it.
Wow.
really?
Yeah, because Utah was, I believe Utah was the last state to ratify.
Mhm.
That made it a federal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, yeah, Oklahoma just dragged their feet on that.
Well, it didn't affect them one way or another. They didn't care.
Right, yeah. So they, more or less were dragged kicking and screaming into 1933. And then 1933, there were laws passed to bring back beer.
Mhm.
Hard liquor, though, That didn't come back till 1959.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And we've talked about it in the past, specifically like a couple years ago when 3-2 was basically ended.
Yes.
Oklahoma was a 3-2 state.
Mm-hmm.
So like when all that ended at the end of 2019, I'm sure we talked about it, but yeah, Oklahoma was right along with, all that feet dragging again to allow grocery stores to sell something higher in ABV than 4.0.
Or actual beer, as Steve
That's
says.
right. Or actual beer.
Real beer.
So yeah, they had a lot of laws, obviously. And one of those laws they did have, even though they were a mostly prohibition state, they had a provision for dispensary. And they could dispense alcohol as medicine.
Okay.
However, it just didn't work out really well. So like by 1911, that was fucking...
It was moot.
Yeah, it was a moot point, and they just got rid of it. Because, again, if there's laws, somebody's going to break them.
That's right. Especially if there's White Claws.
Yeah. Well, there weren't White Claws. There was
No
Choctaws.
Ah!
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. It's the interesting history, and I think it's a lot of appropriation and stealing if you really get into it. But there is something in Oklahoma called Choc beer.
Okay.
And Choc beer is supposedly a recipe taken from the Choctaw natives. It's an interesting recipe because it's not lagers.
Okay. Then what is it?
It is unfiltered wheat beer.
Oh, see, I'm into that.
Yeah.
Huh.
So they again, most of the time when we learn about this, it's Germans moving into a place doing fucking lagers.
Right.
But I guess the Choctaw they had, and the other native tribes, but they just ascribed it to the Choctaw and then called it Choc beer. And by they, I mean the Italians.
Wait.
I'll get to them.
Okay.
I'll get to them. I mean, who else is breaking the laws other than Italians?
Nope.
But
Nope.
Don't.
Nope. Anyways.
but they did.
Continue.
Apparently, Choc beer was a form of unfiltered wheat beer that also included like a lot of fruits.
Mhm.
And just I guess because of the unrefined way it was made, a lot of it came in underneath 3-2.
Gotcha.
They
they just didn't have the efficiencies to...
Right. It wasn't a fully efficient beer, but also what you find is there were a lot of Italian immigrants
Okay.
who moved into Oklahoma. And they moved into Oklahoma for like oil and coal mining.
Okay.
And
Which I didn't know there was a lot of coal mining in Oklahoma.
There was at the time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oil, obviously. Yeah.
Oil, obviously.
But yeah, I had no idea that there was coal mines there.
Sooners are people who moved west to mine before everyone else. That's where the name come from, yo.
I did not know that.
That's what a Sooner is. They were the first ones showing up. They were sooner than everyone else.
That's a good history lesson, though. I didn't know that.
Is the boomer?
Some guy from Oklahoma told me that. I have not fact checked it at
Okay.
all.
Well, I won't either. I'll spread that.
Is the boomer part the dynamite blasting the mines?
With their white New Balances.
I don't know where Boomer came from. I mean, the name is just Sooners.
Right.
I don't know what Boomer.
Well, that's by God, JR called it the Boomer Sooners.
Okay.
Yes, he did.
But yeah, there is one Italian immigrant in particular.
I hope this is going somewhere.
It's going somewhere.
Just calling out one guy.
It's kind of important because it's still the oldest, in a way, brew pub in the state.
Okay.
But there was an Italian immigrant by the name of Pietro Piegari.
Okay.
Pietro Piegari. And he was a coal miner. And then his leg got crushed in an accident.
Aye.
So he wasn't a coal miner anymore. And then he moved on to brewing Choc beer.
Okay.
And he basically did it illegally.
Yeah.
But he opened a restaurant called Pete's Place.
Okay.
And he essentially changed his name to Pete Pritchard to more assimilate with his Protestant masters. So,
Okay.
well, he's Italian, so obviously he's an agent of Roma and the Pope that would destroy America. So,
What? What?
This is old timey racism.
It's best we just let him press on.
You're right. You're
But
right.
I'm not engaging.
Yeah, that's probably the smart play.
Just let him.
It's good old timey history racism. Get into
You just
The fourth
claimed that there's a good racism.
well, yeah, for the against the Italians.
Shit, I engaged.
You did. You did it.
I tricked you.
He pulled you right in.
Fucker.
Get in. But watch the fourth season of Fargo.
Okay.
There's a lot of this and that with.
Did we watch the other three or just the fourth one?
Well, you can watch the other three too. Yeah, they're all great. But this one deals a lot with like Italian and Irish mobsters getting into finding power. It's like the first episode.
That's a goddamn bloodbath.
Yeah, yeah. But it's
no
good.
matter the state.
But yeah, Pietro opens Pete's place, and he is brewing. He's brewing Choc beer illegally throughout.
Duh.
Yeah.
Throughout Prohibition. He goes to jail a couple times for it.
Shit happens.
There were reports that when he would run out of Choc beer, he would take home brews
Okay.
to fill orders.
Nice.
And the problem with taking home brews is it's not regulated very well, especially when it's illegal. And there are some.
I'm seeing where the jail happened.
Yeah. Well, there's also some wild stories of the things that the less scrupulous would put into their beers.
Oh, rock gut.
Yeah. There's apparently some people would use tobacco.
Ugh.
Some people would just goose it with moonshine. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
As one does.
Yeah. And then some people would throw in fishberry.
What the hell is fishberry?
That's what I said. So I had to do the fucking research on that.
Oh, here we go.
Fishberry is called fishberry because it's used for fishing.
Okay.
It's a type of poisonous plant that you could toss into lakes and streams, and then the fish would eat them and then it would stun them.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's asshole fishing.
Yes, it is. It's asshole fishing. Apparently it has a lot of mimics to strychnine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
To peoples, to fishes, or to both?
Yes.
Oy.
But it's not as fully poisonous as strychnine.
So it's like a strict 6.
Right. So
Okay.
this is kind of like the early version of cutting Coke with fentanyl.
Oh, Christ.
Because
This is going off the rails.
Coke.
Get it? Rails?
well, everybody's cutting everything with fentanyl right now.
Yeah, that guy that killed Mac Miller accidentally got, 22 years or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
just happened.
Yeah. The fentanyl's finding its way in everything, not just.
That's a whole world I don't get into.
Yeah, it's not
Everybody
great.
I know who smokes gets it from dispensaries, and I'm glad for it.
Mhm.
Stay safe, my friends.
It's not great. But this is an early version of that because they're essentially goosing their shitty 3-2 beer
Yeah.
with, again, the fish berries are poisonous, but like in a lower tolerance dose, it'll get you loopy. It'll like make you, because it was a bit of like a stimulant.
Gotcha.
So it'll make your head swim, make you a little silly.
Mhm.
It'll get you drunker
The
quicker.
fishberry will make your head swim.
Aha.
Okay, just checking.
Again, Pete kept Pete's place open through Prohibition and, through dealings with the police.
That's a very gentle way of putting it.
Yeah.
Dealings with the police.
Dealings with the police. He passed it on to his son, Bill.
Mhm.
And his son, Bill, kept it open till like 1981. Again, there's still just like a lot of pushback about, selling alcohol and all that. And there were dealings with the police, and it stayed open until there was a bit of investigative journalism that shut them down in 1981.
Rude.
Yeah. Bill did pass it on to his son, Joe, though,
Mhm.
and it was reopened in 1995 as a brew pub,
No.
and
okay.
it's been open since.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. So as far as I can tell, it's the oldest, running brewery
Okay.
in Oklahoma. A lot of the other breweries I found,
Sorry, did you say where in Oklahoma?
I believe it's in Krebs.
That's a place.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah. It's in Krebs, Oklahoma is where it's at.
Okay.
All right.
Note to self, Google.
Yeah. Google Krebs,
Okay.
but that's where it is.
All right, thank you.
They still sell a version of Choc beer today.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's just, they sell a version of Choc beer. It's a 4% unfiltered wheat.
Oh, okay
Yeah.
then.
Yeah. You're not going to find fucking fish berries and
I hope
tobacco
not.
in it, but
Appreciate.
yeah. I think they may have even stripped out more of like the fruits and things like that. And it's just more of a straight down the middle unfiltered wheat. So
I'm all right with that.
yeah, a lot of the other breweries that came around after Prohibition didn't really last too long. Like there's not a long history of like any big company hanging out and lasting. There was the Oklahoma Beer Company. There was Aaron's, which is Ahrens.
All right.
Aaron's.
Okay.
And Progress. They all opened in 1933-34, but none of them really lasted. Lone Star had a small stint from 60 to 71.
Oh, okay.
Lone
Yeah.
Star.
Yeah.
Heard of them.
So it was like, I think that's probably from like Lone Star expanding in the 60s. But then if they closed up in 71, that's probably like when shit was getting consolidated.
Right.
Yeah. That bunch of buy up of brands. I did find one that was kind of interesting simply because of where I found confirmation of its existence.
Okay.
It would have been the oldest.
But
It's called Gerhard Weiler's Brewing Company.
Okay.
So that sounds German to me. So it was probably the only that and Aaron's may be the only like German, existence.
All right.
But this one opened in 1895.
Oh, all right.
But it closed like a couple years later.
Oh,
But I found like a license for it on old breweries, and then just trying to Google more about it because it was the oldest. The other thing I found was like an announcement in the American Elevator and Grain Trade magazine from 1895, and they have a bunch of listings of breweries that opened up because they all obviously employed some sort of elevator and grain fucking technology.
the magazine's got to be a real page turner.
oh my.
It's just like a lot of ads about like steam powered fucking.
I would genuinely read that.
Yeah, I'm sure you would.
I would check that out.
I'm sure you would, and you can find it. But yeah, I was like, oh, okay, well, that's all I can find on this. But but it did exist. It was a thing, and it's just 1895. This opened.
Right on.
Yeah. Moving into the future, again, it's not very populated. All the crazy laws and just the general distaste for alcohol did not seem to interest anybody
Until
I think you see places pop up. Marshall,
okay.
which is probably one of the more prominent ones you would find in Oklahoma itself, opened in 2008. I read an article about like they had their Oklahoma Craft Beer Awards. Marshall took home the most.
Oh, right.
So
on.
it seems like they've just been doing kind of the classic styles for a long time.
Yeah.
They've been at it. After that, you have COOP, which opens up in 2009.
Yeah, COOP
Oh,
is
wow.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know you can get it outside of Oklahoma, which is why I was hesitant to bring any COOP back with me.
Yeah, I don't, but we haven't had them on the show, so that's fine.
Well,
Yeah.
We still haven't.
Yeah. But yeah, COOP opens in 2009, and COOP is where Chase Healy gets his start.
Who is Chase Healy?
Chase Healy and his brother are the founders and owners of Prairie Artisan Ales.
Nice.
Yes. So Chase gets his start at COOP and then moves on to Prairie Artisan in 2012.
Nice. And where is Prairie based out of?
Oklahoma City.
Okay.
Yeah. COOP, Oklahoma City. COOP and Prairie Artisan are Oklahoma City. Most things are in Oklahoma City. There is a co-op brewing kind of like space, or at least there was at one point. That was, I believe it was Anthem and maybe Roughtail
Okay.
and Redbud, and then Mustang bought it to keep it running. So then Mustang joined in that cooperative.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so there was like a burgeoning scene, and like they seem to have supported themselves. I think now at this point, maybe everybody is on their own.
They got their own
Yeah.
space. They're
Yeah.
doing their own thing.
Yeah,
And I saw Anthem several places.
Yeah.
So they're definitely still
Yeah.
doing okay.
yeah. Anthem's another. I found like an old the same way like we have Pittsburgh City Mag. I found an old Oklahoma City Mag.
Oh, okay.
And it like did a profile of the 10 breweries.
Oh, boy.
At the time, because it
Oh,
was
boy.
from 2014, and like Prairie was in it, Anthem, Black Mesa, Marshall, and one of the things, like, because it was still so early in Prairie's lifespan, there was like mention of how like they had like one brewing space, but they also did contract brewing with Pete's Place.
Oh, okay.
So I guess like Pete's Place, despite any misgivings you may have about taking a beer from like a native,
right,
like taking a native name and like passing it generations down and being Italian, that's, you don't love that, but it seems like they've helped a lot of people get their start and get their footing.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, because it seems like, or at least around these parts, Prairie is the only brewery from Oklahoma that anybody knows about.
Oh yeah.
Beyond that, it's all kind of a mystery.
Yeah. 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 Prairie's obviously the big name in our parts, but we're finding the beers that we've had so far, not terrible. And
not at all.
Yeah. Katie,
for the style,
for
at
the
least.
style. Katie doesn't seem to have hated what she wouldn't have brought things back if she hated them. So unless she really wanted to dunk on Oklahoma for some reason.
It'd more be like retaliation for making me drink purple pickle beer.
Sure. Yeah, makes sense.
I almost brought you a jar of Martin House pickles. But it was like, it was such a large, I was like, there's no way I'm getting that home. Like even a checked bag, it was
too big.
Yeah. But I mean, I saw it and I was like, oh, I should get that. And then I was like, let me see if there's a smaller one. And I couldn't find a smaller one.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
Adam, you want some more?
I do not.
Okay.
I have no desire. You can
All right.
you can finish that.
You sure?
Yes.
You can have it.
Nope.
You sure? All right.
Nope. I
Sharing
will be a good host and let the guest host drink the rest of it.
I know in past episodes we've done things about like the medals won at
Yes.
GABF.
What?
It doesn't really happen too much in Oklahoma.
How about Prairie? Nothing?
No, not really, no.
Huh.
As far as I could tell, Prairie has won no GABF medals.
Is there not a category for super sugary Blue Club?
I guess not.
Huh.
Well, there should be.
But
How many ways can you make a beer with Oreos? No? Not in there?
No.
Okay.
Current record is 8.
Yeah. Pete's Place has like won 2 in the past, like back in 2008, 2009, because again, they're so old school that they've been around.
Right.
So I think they won for Doppelbock and maybe even the Choc beer.
Okay.
And then I think recently there was another brewery that won 1 medal on a random 2018.
Huh. All right.
So they're not dragging the medals in yet, but when you consider they only have 67 breweries.
Right. And they've exploded in the last 5 years with that.
Right.
They'll get there.
Yeah, they'll get in there.
Stay tuned for Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City on the rise.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah.
Cool.
Let's get back to the Roughtail.
Oh, it's so good.
The
Drippin.
Adam's
Drippin.
crazy.
This is true.
It's
But also
so
right.
good.
Nope. Not a fan.
Hard enjoy.
It's still stink bad, but
Oh, it tastes so good though.
still tastes like pina colada. So
I don't get either of those things.
well,
No pina, no colada.
no pinor, no colador, no stinkor.
None of that.
None of it.
Y'all can enjoy it. You go right ahead.
Oh, I did.
Ed?
Yeah.
It's tasty.
Ed and Eddie?
I would be happier if it didn't smell off.
Just
But-
don't smell it.
I can't help it.
It's like a gym bag. Just don't smell it.
Oh,
Ew.
that's gross.
What? Ew.
It does not
What?
smell like a gym bag.
No, it does not.
I won't say that.
Yeah, that feet beer.
Feet beer.
There's just something a little medicinal or industrial about it. But other than that, yeah, it's an enjoyable drink.
All right then. What do you say we take a break, get another one?
Uh-huh.
We do something a little fun.
Okay.
Okey-doke.
Not that we haven't already.
Am I going to lose a game?
Coming right up, segment 3.
Hey everyone, my name is Drew, and I host a podcast called Dudes with Brews on a Porch, where we let the drinks flow and the conversations go. Each and every week, me and a friend of mine, we sit down, we try a different craft brew, usually from the state of Wisconsin, and we just sit down and have a conversation. We talk about all aspects of life. Once a month, we talk about paranormal stuff, and we always have a good time. You can find our show, Dudes with Brews on a Porch, on iTunes, Google Play, and anywhere else you find your podcasts. Grab a cold one and hang out with us each and every week right here on the porch.
Segment 3 coming at you. Hop Nation 145. Those are all sorts of numbers.
245.
245. Where have I been?
I don't know.
2020, apparently.
Oh, you're trying to short us by 100.
100. That'd be 2+. That'd be
get you
almost
shot
2
in the
years.
streets.
100. Yeah, I said 2020.
That would be 2020. So that put. Oh no, I don't want to go there.
You don't want to start like
No.
late winter, early spring 2020?
No.
Was that a bad time?
It was
Did
a bad
something
time.
happen then?
Everybody had a
Is that
bad
because
time.
that's when I got deployed and then you just missed me for 5 months?
That is
That's
exactly
probably
what
it was,
happened.
yeah. I
That's
knew
right.
that's what you were talking
Emotional
about.
damage.
Emotional damage.
So let's salve those wounds.
245. Moving on.
245 with a new beer from Oklahoma.
Uh-huh.
Where?
Oklahoma.
I'm
Come
so
on,
glad
do it
nobody's
in the
been
big way.
singing.
In a big way?
Yeah, do it in the big way. The
What?
stage
that?
way.
In the
No.
Broadway way?
Don't. Please don't.
I won't. I thought about it, then I thought better of it.
I don't sing.
Neither do I. That doesn't mean that'll stop me.
Fair.
But we are going to a brewery that we actually talked about in the last segment.
I was
Uh-huh.
wrong.
Well, no, you weren't wrong.
Well, I said I didn't bring any COOP because I forgot that I did. Because I
Right.
knew the other beer that I brought that I gave Adam was Anthem.
Yes.
Pretty sure.
Okay.
But yeah.
So this is from
forgot that I
COOP,
brought COOP.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City.
Uh-huh.
This is their dinner. No?
No, it's DNR. Do not resuscitate. You want to try over?
No,
Okay.
I meant to do that.
Got the COVID brain.
I meant to do that. But no, this is a Belgian strong dark ale.
Uh-huh.
If you're into that sort of thing.
Am.
You is.
Yeah, it's Belgian.
Strong.
10% A's and the B's and the V's.
Is that
Yeah.
the strong part?
And 30 IBUs, which is, I think that's, that's good for everybody here.
Balancing.
Yes,
You're gonna be
balancing.
okay.
that's right. We're coming back to the Shire with this.
Oh boy.
I don't want to do any more Mordor. We're back in the Shire. Everything's cool. We're all in our grass hut things.
I don't speak whatever that is.
Dork.
Actually,
Wow. I think
that's
it's
good.
vaguely a Tolkien reference.
It was a Tolkien art reference.
Okay.
Yes. So there you go.
It was either that or Game of Thrones. So
No,
I was like, Mordor?
I've
Is that
never
like
watched Game of Thrones.
Hodor? I don't know. All right. Anyway,
Yeah, never watched it.
Neither
don't
have I.
come for me. I don't watch those shit. I'm sorry.
It's cool, but no. This
You're
is.
gonna do Marvel. I'll nerd out all day.
I'm not. I don't get into that either.
It's okay to be wrong. Don't worry about
All
it.
right, then.
Anyway,
All right. DNR. Belgo.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Okay.
it smells like beer candy.
It does.
Yeah. This is
Belgian. Big Belgian.
big Belgian. Definitely smells like beer candy.
Looks like a Belgian. It's pretty clear, actually.
That actually is. Yes.
Yeah.
I would agree.
It's
Yeah.
clear. Is it syrupy? Yeah, it looks pretty light, actually.
Yeah, it doesn't look too syrupy. It has almost like a maple syrup
Mhm.
color to it, though.
Real,
Yeah.
not
Yeah. Not
not that stuff you stick in the microwavable bottle.
right.
Trash? You mean trash?
Yeah. Well,
I'm not gonna lie. I like the butter flavored ones. Okay,
I
sue
do.
me.
I do as well. I do like the butter flavor ones.
Yeah,
No, I'll be snooty when it comes to maple syrup.
that's because you're from a land where it's plentiful.
It is plentiful.
We're not all from Canada. Okay,
It just flows from the trees.
That is strong.
Ooh, I like that.
Same.
I really like that beer.
this was bought with y'all in mind.
Yeah.
Bought well. Mm-mm-mm.
Well, again, this is how Katie wasn't trying to get us back for anything. She was being nice.
Playing nice.
Yeah.
And thank you for that.
Yeah. But this is it's very, very sweet, but it's also just full bodied. It's like,
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not. It's definitely not syrupy, and it is sweet, but I don't think it's too sweet. It's not that hurt your teeth sweet.
no.
It's got that kind of raisiny Belgian,
Hmm.
that you would expect from a Belgian.
Yeah.
It's just right.
Yeah. It's not too raisiny, but it's also, you can taste that it is 10%.
Yes.
That's okay. It's not complete burn you out
No.
gasoline, but it does announce itself.
Yes.
I don't like alcohol forward beers, and this is not bothering me.
There you go.
Wasn't
Yeah.
there something I didn't like because it was alcohol forward, and then somebody wanted to crucify me for it?
Yes, it was me on the Worldwide Utopias.
That's
I
right.
thought Dennis was more mad than you were.
Yeah, I don't know. He maybe was.
I don't
too.
recall. Whatever. It was more for you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I know. Well, I just, it's mine.
It's mine.
It's like, when people say your favorite thing is bad. and it makes you upset.
It hurts
It's
you
like,
on the inside.
Yeah, don't say my favorite
I
thing. is bad.
literally don't care if somebody hates my favorite thing because then it's just more for me.
I try not to, but
Unless you hate
sometimes-
my dog, I'll fucking fight you.
See? Well, Worldwide Utopias is my dog.
My friends like my dog better than me. It's a real non-issue.
I think most people are not as liked as their pets.
My dog is just amazing.
Yeah, like everybody can get along with pets.
No, there's definitely pets I hate.
There's some shitty pets.
Legit pets I
There's
hate.
some shitty pets out there, but that's because they're raised shitty.
That's usually why I hate them. Yeah.
But that's not why we're here.
No, we're not here for shitty pets. We're here for
We're here
Good
for
beer.
good pets and good beer. It is time to play a game.
Yeah.
Yay.
Katie gonna lose?
Nothing,
Woohoo.
because there are no points to this game.
Oh,
We are playing
whose line?
Nobody Asked You.
Oh.
We are playing a game of Nobody Asked You. What that means is we scour the internet.
Wait, was I supposed to Google questions?
You were not.
Oh, good. 'Cause
No.
I didn't.
Don't worry.
a good because I didn't do it.
I
I
got
didn't
you.
do that thing I wasn't supposed to do.
Well, you did the exact correct amount of work, which was none.
I did a lot of work today.
Well, I meant on this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But what we do here is we scour the internet for questions that was not directed towards us, and then we answer them for ourselves.
Uh-huh.
We've done it before.
Uh-huh.
We're going to do it again.
Uh-huh.
Tits.
What?
Tits.
Tits.
Yes. So this
That's
one.
my answer to all the questions,
Oh, all right.
actually.
Oh,
I'm
good.
done. I will see you guys later.
All right, then. Well, that's going to make for an interesting round. First question, relatively easy one. This comes from Snow Crash 000 off of the Beer Advocate forums. They simply ask, do you clean your cans before drinking?
If it looks like schmutzy.
What? What?
Like when the top of the can, like there's
Yeah.
that little groove on the lip. Do you clean it off before you drink it?
But my cans aren't dirty like that. My cans sit in the fridge and they don't get
But they could be dirty before you pick them
Well,
up.
yeah, it could be dirty from the store.
Usually, well, see, if I see it at the store, I don't take that can. I find a different can.
Ah.
I did see a bottle of Prairie in Oklahoma that was under about 3 inches of dust, and I was like, "You live here now."
Yeah.
Oof.
No, I don't even want to pick you up to see the date.
You're now a
Goodbye.
statue.
I saw, where the fuck did I see that recently? I think it was like maybe Moon Eagle or something. And it was like cans out of a 6-pack. And it's just like, it was obvious something had exploded.
Oh.
And it like,
That'll happen.
there was a cake of a stout on a beer that was not a stout.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. There was a film of a dark beer on
Oh,
top
for
of a not
Pete's
dark
sake,
beer. and I
rinse
was
your
like,
merchandise
Yeah.
off.
Well, I just take that to the back.
Yeah.
Just write it off.
Yeah. I was like, ucky, I'm not having that.
Yeah. Give that to the deli
Nasty.
crew.
So I guess yes, I would wash it off if I ever picked up trash cans.
Trash cans.
Yeah, if it appears dusty or if there's something, I mean, I don't really. Let's not say wash.
Mhm.
I mean, if it looked that severe that I had to wash it, I probably just throw it under the tap real quick. But usually it's just like my thumb, or I'll blow dust off of it, or I'll use my t-shirt.
I'm pretty much the same way. If I don't have a reason to, I don't.
Yeah.
That was easy. Everybody wins that round.
Woohoo.
Congratulations,
Go me.
everybody. So this one comes from Todd.
Okay.
That's their username. Is
Thanks,
just
Todd.
Todd on the Beer Advocate.
Only thing
Is it
worse than
just-
Todd is Chad.
Is it just Todd Ilstrom, the guy who owns Beer
I think it
Advocate?
is actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, he
Oh.
was there first, so he could pick whatever name he
Yeah.
wanted. So he just
Yeah.
went with Todd.
Yeah, he can be Todd without being Todd 1 or Todd X or
not
Todd.
to be confused with MySpace Tom.
Right.
Everybody's friend. But Todd asks, has inflation impacted your beer budget? Obviously, we're seeing increases in inflation and prices and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But has that affected your beer budget or beer buying habits?
I feel like I haven't seen it yet.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Okay. I haven't. So I don't know.
Okay, then. Okay.
I have no idea.
Oh, all right.
I haven't been drinking that much beer because I've been just enjoying my Scotch collection. So,
Okay.
if there's a beer that I want, I just buy it. I haven't looked at the tag on the shelf, so I don't know
Mhm.
per se. If I go out and I have a beer, I don't think they're that much higher. I mean, at worst, you're looking at $6 instead of $5.50. I'm not really feeling that.
Mhm.
Yeah. I like my last big buy was at Vintage.
Mhm.
And like generally just when I go to Vintage, I have a don't pay more than fucking $6 a can.
Right.
And like even I guess probably buying in Ohio, one thing I noticed is like they had a whole bunch of those fucking imprint goof ass glue glops, right?
Right.
And so those goof ass glue glops, they were like $7.29 a can. Expensive,
Yeah.
but it's more like at Creekside.
Okay.
Sorry, Creekside. But they sell them for more.
Right.
So I'm like, well, it's still cheaper here. So
When you buy a can at Creekside,
Mhm.
because it's not ready to drink as it would be draft at Industry, is the honorado tax on that?
I believe not at Creekside.
Like
Because
if
I don't
you
think
buy
they're in
it,
Allegheny.
No,
but I mean, if you buy something if you just buy like a can,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't see that on the receipt, so maybe that's built into the price,
I think it's built.
which
I think,
might be why we see enough of a difference between
oh yeah,
Pittsburgh versus Vintage.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've definitely talked about it as far as if you compare JRs to, what is it, House of Beers?
Yeah. Harold
you-
Robinson.
Yeah, if you compare House of Brews to JRs,
I do love me some House of Brews though.
yeah, like their prices are different, and like JRs is always cheaper
Yeah.
because they're in Beaver County. So yeah, I definitely assume that they pay less. The honorado tax is
That's
it's
local-
higher up in the chain for distributors.
Right.
Yeah, that's a local drink tax for us from a former, what was he?
County commissioner? County executive?
I don't know. I just know that when he passed it, every bar in Pittsburgh hung a sign with his face on it and said, "This man's not allowed in."
Right.
So
Dickhead ain't welcome.
There you go.
his career didn't last much longer.
It did
after
not.
that.
It
Lord
did
knows
not.
if he's even still in the city.
No idea.
Yeah.
But I'm the same way as you guys. I just buy what I want, and I haven't bought that much lately,
Mhm.
so it doesn't really matter. I don't
Yeah.
really have a beer budget.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I just
Now,
go
cheese
and
budget.
cheese budget.
Cheese budget is also kind of like don't pay more than $5 for 7 ounces.
Working
But
on
then I
my
can
night
make-
cheese.
If I can make a thing of cheese last for 3 meals,
Mhm.
I'm good with that.
Yeah,
So,
agreed. Although there are times where you just need to have some just snack cheese.
oh yeah, but I mean, yeah, snack
Oh, yeah,
cheese
I
for
got
3
it.
meals.
I
Yeah.
got plenty of snack cheese. I got apple pie cheddar.
Oh,
It's good.
we're gonna talk later.
All right.
I got some good Irish cheddar from the Aldi.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
Aldi does cheese right.
they do.
Yeah.
Their charcuterie
wild.
game is surprisingly
Are
strong.
there any
Although-
questions about cheese? I have lots of opinions
I
on
can-
cheese.
Although I'll give you a heads up about one
What's
to
that?
avoid. It's a fucking goat cheese with a cocoa dusted rind.
Huh.
Oh,
I was expecting more out of it.
Mhm.
It tastes pretty fucking bland and it's like squeaky, but not in a fun way.
Oh.
see, I like a good goat cheese.
Yeah.
But with a cocoa dusting, that doesn't sound
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I would pick it up.
Right. And it wasn't as creamy as I wanted, and it was just kind of
Yeah.
it just doesn't work. And then it got moldy faster than all my other
Oh.
cheeses. And like I keep my cheeses separate.
Mhm.
I keep
Yeah.
them in little sandwich bags after I open them up.
Same.
And this one got fucking moldy as hell, like really quick. And I was like,
Rude.
bullshit cheese. This is out of here.
Off the list.
Fucking
Off the list, never again.
Uncool cheese. Uncool.
Their jalapeno Havarti though,
Ooh,
that's a good one.
Noted.
I gotta get under that Aldi's then.
Yeah.
Also, if you make your own little breakfast egg cups
Yeah.
or like the sous vide egg bites or whatever, Aldi has a shredded Gruyere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. Gruyere is great.
So anyway, that was our dissertation on cheese. What is our next question?
Our next question is, what is your most hated beer term?
Oh, drain pour. Drain pour is the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, that's not a great one.
Because even
Most
if you
hated.
don't like, and because it's the caveat is how people use it. If you tell me you hated a beer so much that you just poured it down the drain because you couldn't finish it, or just say I can't finish it, that's fine.
Mhm.
But some of you will just post a picture of this can or whatever, and then the freaking top comment, all capital letters with an exclamation point, drain pour.
Yeah.
Dude, calm the fuck down. Not everybody has your opinion.
Yeah.
Just relax about it.
Yeah. That's obnoxious.
It is. Just don't go on to beer Facebook or beer
Maybe
Twitter.
More than hating drain pour, I hate the egotistical and attitudeness of the people who use the phrase.
Yeah.
Gatekeeping.
Yeah. Gatekeeping and just general
Snobbery.
snobbery, yucking people's yums.
My pretentious opinion's better than your pretentious opinion. Calm down, Karen. We're all gonna get there.
I mean, yeah, I guess I probably do hate drain pour more, but I'll take shelfie as the next.
Okay.
Yeah.
You hate shelfie?
I don't love it. It's because again, a lot of the time it's misapplied.
I think of shelfie as a beer that has been abandoned and left on the shelf for far too long.
Right.
Like it's just forgotten about.
Right. But I've
Is
seen
that
it,
wrong?
No, you're not wrong in that.
Okay.
And like I think it's okay, but I've seen it applied more often than not to just any beer that people don't like.
That's wrong.
Yeah. I've seen it misappropriated.
Like if a beer was skunked and you're like, maybe it was a shelfie and you didn't notice.
Right.
That's the only context I can see my brain
Right.
using that. Because otherwise, if I see that it's a shelfie at the store, I'm not taking it home.
Yeah, I've seen it more often than not applied to just beers that aren't popular anymore.
So they mean leave it on the shelf.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Make it a shelfie.
right.
It is now below you.
Yeah, it's not.
That's on par with drain pour.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it used that way. And so one way I've seen it, which isn't completely offensive in that way, but I've seen founders referred to as shelfie anymore. Because honestly, kind of is.
Because we don't support racism. But
Right.
That's fine.
But
Adam and I don't. Apparently, if it's old enough, Steve's okay.
If it's against Italians, it's not racist.
It's
not. They're white. And I'm white and I'm Catholic, so I can.
Anyway,
Next question.
what do you got?
And this question comes from me. This is my question.
You personally?
Me. I wrote it.
Adam of Hop Nation.
Yes.
Wrote this question.
I wrote this question.
Did you post it on the internet?
No.
Then it doesn't count.
I'm running the show here.
You got to post it.
All right, I'll put it up later.
You know you won't.
You're right. I won't.
And break your
I
I
will,
haven't posted on social media or the internet in 16
You
years.
just put it up on Reddit. What's the matter with you?
Yeah, I have posted on Reddit within the last year.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah. It wasn't exciting.
I
think it was a picture
I
of-
fall into Reddit holes periodically.
It was a picture of bread. Anyways,
That's exciting.
the question is, if you had to give any beer style the IPA treatment of overwhelming a tap list, what would it be and why? And this is referencing
I want it to overwhelm the top list.
yes,
Okay.
where we have this scourge on America where tap lists are absolutely overrun with IPAs, where over half of them will be overly hopped beers and leaves no room for any of the other fantastic styles that are out there.
Yeah.
It's not happening as often anymore.
It's enough for me to be mad about it.
What was the last tap room you went to that was
Mad Max.
Mad Max?
Yes.
Okay, so that's not really a tap room. That's a restaurant.
It's a room.
That's a restaurant.
It's a room and they got taps.
It's a room. It's a restaurant, but it's not a tap room because it's not representative of a brewery.
So I take more issue with it when it's a restaurant.
Mhm.
Not that this answers your question, but I take more issue with it in a restaurant because that is a place where I want to pair my beer with my food, and an IPA doesn't go with everything.
Agreed.
So I want a greater diversity. If I walk, I mean, I've literally walked into Insurrection and the only thing they had was 15 different kinds of yoga pants.
Mhm.
And it was just IPA after IPA. And that's fine. That's their niche. That's what Bronson likes. That's fine. Whatever. Do your thing. But you're walking in knowing what you're getting. And what am I eating? Well, sometimes they have wings and stuff. But for a while,
Good
it was
wings.
just pretzels and I think charcuterie boards.
Yeah.
You know, so like, okay, whatever. I'm not trying to pair my meal with a beer.
Right.
Is my point. So, but what kind do I want on there?
Yes.
Can I be broad?
Yes.
Ales.
Damn it.
Too broad.
It was. Damn it.
What do I win?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Interesting question. What would I want to overwhelm a tap list?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not IPAs.
Can it be
'Cause-
IPAs?
No.
What if that's what he wants?
Too bad. Second choice then.
Second choice.
I heard that and I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I'm still not completely on lager team yet, so I'm not doing that.
It's a good team to be on.
Yeah, that's what you want to be on.
It is.
Because I'm not a fan of anything overwhelming. So I can't think of anything that I would just say ales as well. But
Such a cop out.
I know it totally is. But I honestly just don't want an overwhelming tap list of things. The caveat I'll make
Okay.
is I'll go slightly more specific.
Mhm.
And I'll say Belgians.
Yes.
Because Belgians, we can get a wonderful breadth of things.
Mhm.
Because you can get some fruity ones, you get some estery ones,
Yeah.
you get some big gasoline ones,
Mhm.
you get some dark ones. You get all kinds of flavors all throughout. You get some raisiny ones. You get I guess technically you could include framboise in that.
Yes.
Maybe
Didn't I have a chocolate Belgian once? What was that?
that was by the Castile company,
Is
probably.
that what that was? Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds right.
Yeah, the people who make the Rouge.
You do love that.
And
Yeah,
the
we took-
Nitro Rouge.
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
We did.
Because Dave down at Apis loves the Castile Rouge.
Mm.
And we started talking about the Castile portfolio, and then we talked about how the Nitro Quad chocolate is not that good.
So if you want to get on his good side, just go down there with some Castile Rouge
Mm-hmm.
and be like, Dave,
Yeah,
have a beer.
do a trade.
And I'd be like, all right.
Do a trade. Get you some mead for some Castile Rouge.
It's a fair trade.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's a good answer. I like the Belgian as,
Yeah.
as an answer.
Yeah.
Ales, on the other hand,
Which
buddy,
honestly,
You said I could be broad. That's not my fault.
which honestly, me saying Belgians is just taking us back to like pre-2010 and the Sharp Edge Creek House.
it is. It is, which I would be okay with.
Yeah. It wasn't a terrible place to
No.
have a burger and a couple beers.
Can have and would again if I could.
There was a lot of imports there, so yeah,
All right.
it was fine. And then I guess mismanaged or whatever.
Well, yeah, but we're not going to get into that. But Katie, you had a question to bring before the group.
Yeah.
What is your question?
Let's just round the table.
So, my friend asked on Facebook, if you leave a beer at a party, are you going back for it the next day?
No.
Or if you leave beer, I shouldn't say a beer. If you leave beer at a party, are you going back for it the next day? And then he
No.
actually expounded on this to me. 8 cans, an 8-pack, which I don't think is a thing. But anyways, 8 cans for $50. You only drink 2 of them. Are you coming back for the beer?
What? Ha. See,
So
now
it could be that they had a 4-pack for $25. They had 2 4-packs
for 50.
for $50.
So this is on him
That kind of is.
for.
He didn't leave the beer. It was left at his house.
Oh.
So yeah, so the rest of, I mean, there's some drama in there, but like basically like if you went to a party at your friend's house
Yeah.
and you left your beer there, are you going back for it?
No, because I
The
would
next
I
day.
would never take beer to a place that I didn't expect to not have anymore.
Right. Once you walk in the door, that beer no longer exists in
Right.
your beer portfolio.
Because even if I don't drink it all, then I consider the rest a gift to the host.
100%.
And that's what I said.
Mhm.
I said,
Yeah.
you know, if I'm out, what, $40 or whatever, like, does that suck? Yeah, maybe. But at the same time, if I took something of that caliber to somebody's house, probably it's because I wanted to share it with them in the first place.
Right.
Right.
So I'm definitely going to leave it there. And I actually did say, because, you know, we did caveats and whatever, the only 2 reasons I would come and get it is if I knew for a fact that they wouldn't drink it
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't want it.
Right.
If it's just going to sit there and we're not expecting them to have it, because in that case, I'd just be like, okay, well, then just leave it there for me when I come back.
Right.
But if that's not going to happen, I'll come get it. Or if they're like, hey, come get your shit.
Yes. Mhm.
So yeah, if they say come back and get it,
Those are
And
the
it-
only 2 reasons
yeah.
I'm going back for it is 1, because it's going to sit there and rot.
right,
Mhm.
Or 2, because they don't want it taking up space in their fridge.
right. If you bring beer to somebody's party with the understanding that the host doesn't like beer,
Mhm.
it's not so great on your part
Yeah.
to bring them something they don't like. But if you know they're not going to drink it, okay, come back and get it. But yeah, to that end, I would just not bring things that the host wouldn't enjoy or I would feel bad if I lost money out on.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep my big bottles at home unless it's specifically a beer share of big bottles.
Yeah.
And I guess there is one other remote situation where if for some reason you went from the beer store or the brewery or whatever it was, picked up these beers and you didn't have the chance to go home yet.
Yeah.
And you had no other place to store the beer.
Yeah.
And you stored it at your friend's house.
That's different. I will agree that's different.
Yeah.
That's not party beer. That's like, hey, I don't want my shit to rot. That's different.
But I will say you have to call your shot on that. When you walk in like, hey, can I store this here? Can I put it in a dark corner somewhere?
Can I hide this?
Can I hide this?
How can I hide this?
Right.
Yeah.
If you call your shot and say this is not party beer.
Yeah.
Go back and get it.
Can you put this in the upstairs fridge?
Right. Right. Put it in the room with all the coats.
Yeah. Just to tell a quick side story of doing the right thing on the top level. Adam and I, we have our mutual friend DZ.
Yes.
He would show up to parties with cases of Trappist.
Jesus.
Yeah.
He kind of walked into the room like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cases of Trappist or Dragon's Milk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't even drink. All right.
Yeah.
At a party?
At a party. And then,
I'm having maybe one Dragon's Milk.
Right.
That's a heavy. That's thick. It's 2 C's.
Yeah. But he wouldn't ask to take them home, he would still take some home just because I think the host of the party sent him home.
Right.
Oh, I've for sure done that.
But yeah, he would show up and hey, everybody, here's a bunch of Trappist.
Yeah.
And everybody got blacked out by 7. That was
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a good one. But
It was a good time.
But yeah, DZ is the exemplary of
Yes.
doing the right thing.
If we had a Hop Nation USA Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
he'd be in it.
I've for sure taken craft beer to parties where I was the only person there who was going to drink it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, at the end of the night, they're like, hey, are you taking this with you? I'm like, no, you can have it. You take it.
Can you take this with you?
Yeah.
Take
Fine.
it.
Okay. Sure.
Oh, well, yeah, all right. You got a bag? So,
These are loose now.
Apparently, in my friend's situation, it was over a week had gone by.
Nope.
And this guy was like, hey, I'm going to come by and get my beer.
Nope.
And my friend was like, first of all, if you haven't said anything about it in a week and you didn't express to me immediately that this was something you wanted to keep, how do you know I didn't already drink it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a very good point.
That's part of the household at that point.
Yeah, that's all off the table.
Yeah.
The number of times I've left beer at Kelsey's house,
Oh, yeah.
just because Kelsey usually hosts our fantasy draft parties.
Yeah.
And I always take beer over knowing that I'm not going to
Mhm.
keep it. Yeah.
Well, that was the other thing I said is that if that beer was kind of similar to what Adam said, I said, the only thing I think I'd ever be touchy about is if it's something where I went out of my way to stand in some ridiculous limited release beer line and it was just so that I could share it with you, then I might get a little bit touchy about it. But at the same time, it's if I'm out $40 leaving that beer there,
Yeah.
and you two, for example, know beer. So if I leave you guys something in my head, I'm like, you know what? They're going to get me back at some point. So it's not a big
Right.
deal.
Zero-sum game.
Yeah, it's going to go tit for tat.
Yeah.
So it's whatever.
Yeah. Either we'll get you back or we know how expensive what you got was.
Yeah.
And we might ask you about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sure you leaving this here?
And that's what my friend said. He was like, had he said hey, I actually wanted to keep that or something along those lines sooner,
Yeah.
he probably would have been a little bit more. But
No.
apparently this person only ever brings just what they want to drink, don't offer to share, take whatever else home with them. And
Wow.
apparently they're just the shittiest party guests. I was like, why
Yeah,
do you keep
that's-
inviting this guy over? And he was like, oh, we're not again. And I was like,
okay, then.
Yeah.
good choice.
Hop Nation Court has ruled the party guest is in the wrong.
Yes.
He loses his privileges to the beer.
And to parties in general.
And to parties
you
in
suck,
general.
stay
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, he's lost all his privileges. So
Yeah.
he does not win in this ruling.
No.
No. But you know who did win?
Katie's friend is awarded the beer. Awarded custody.
Thank you, Judge Steve.
Yes. I wish I had the People's Court theme ready to go here.
I can put it in.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a good theme.
Yeah.
Solid theme. Well, I know what I'm listening to at work tomorrow.
Right.
It's an 8-hour loop. Ain't getting shit done.
I'm doing judgments.
Goodness.
I do that while I'm sitting at lunch.
Yeah.
You don't want to eat that. So there you go. Nobody
Yeah.
asked you.
Yeah.
You asked me.
I did.
You asked
us.
both of us.
I did.
Yeah, you asked.
So what do you guys think of this DNR?
It's good.
COOP.
DNR by the Coop.
Yes.
I enjoyed it.
As did I.
It's pretty straight down the middle as far as like a Belgian strong ale.
Mhm.
Doesn't have a whole lot of bells and whistles, which is fine. And it does have that nice raisininess to it. And you can definitely tell it's 10%. So you are going to have this one. Then you're going to have a lighter one. And then maybe you come back to this one.
And then you have a nap.
Right. But yeah, it's not full on gasoline, but it is full on just up there. And you're gonna taste it, you're gonna feel it. And that's fine. I
That's
like
the
it.
do not resuscitate part.
Yeah.
It's a dinner beer.
I like it.
Should we go to the podium?
Fucking get podiums.
Okay. Does anybody have a ruling right here on the get go how they're gonna go?
I do.
Do it.
Go for it.
I'm going to give it's actually just gonna go to the order that we drank them tonight. I'm gonna give bronze to the Heirloom Rustic, the Nightjar dark lager. It's fine. Didn't really impress me one way or the other. It has a little bit of a dry nuttiness to it, which is, I guess, I kind of associate with dark lagers, but it's more overall sweet and caramelly, and I kind of associate that with either like ambers or brown ales, and so in that way, it just doesn't really stand out enough in its own style of a dark lager from other, brownish beers. So it's kind of like, I could get that. I could get this elsewhere.
Yeah.
and that's kind of like the hard thing with lagers. And we talked about it, last week with Dave. But like when you're making beers so simply, they have to be so perfect.
There's no room for error.
Yeah, you can't make an error. So if you make an error, it may not make the beer bad, but it also just might make it taste like generic. So yeah. So bronze, it's fine. It's totally drinkable though. It's not bad. It's just it didn't impress me. The silver I'm going to give to the Drippin by Roughtail. I like it as an IPA. It's interesting. It's sweet. It's it has a lot of interesting flavors going on. Like I said, I got pina colada almost because I got a little bit of that coconut and I got a lot of vanilla and a bit of pineapple juice back end. So it's good tasting that way. That nose is borderline offensive though. So
I have no idea what you smell.
I don't know what's broke on me right now, but
We don't have enough time to go through that list.
yeah.
Wow.
I don't know what's up. So yeah, I don't know if I'm smelling something that I shouldn't, or if I'm smelling something that nobody else got.
Oh.
I don't know. My experience was obviously different, but yeah, there was something borderline offensive on the nose, but otherwise good
Adam
drinking.
was low key farting every time you took a sip.
Hell for fart. But yeah, it's a enjoyable, drinkable IPA. It's not in that West Coast realm. It's not going to blow your palate out too much. It has bitterness on the back end, but yeah, it's a fun little drinker, something for the hot sun times. And I think there's a lot of those in Oklahoma, so it probably fits in well. But gold goes to the DNR. It's a well-crafted, fucking right down the middle, strong ale.
Strong with a K.
Yeah, it's got all the things I like. It's got big, strong flavors. It's big and it's bold and it's got a nice big mouthfeel. And it'll get you there. And it's, I love Belgians because I already said that in the fucking prompt. What would you have? Belgian tap list. Why? Because I get Belgians. Because Belgians are great.
Just so like we get a little bit of clarity here.
Yeah.
Do you like Belgians?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, breaking news.
I'm down for it. They got the waffles. They got the frites. They got the prostitutes. They got the beers.
One
They got
of
the
these things
cheeses.
is not like the others.
They got the cheeses. They got the weed.
I definitely had a waffle in Brussels.
They got the
It's like
chocolate.
a very touristy thing.
You almost have to at that point.
That's kind of the only reason I did it.
Yeah. But Belgium's got everything going for them. And they got the canals and the art scene. Hooray for Belgium.
Looks like we're doing a Belgium episode soon. Okay, thoughts on the old rankings?
I have a beer in my fridge for your Belgian episode.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go bronze to the Heirloom Rustic Ales Nightjar. My rankings are purely call your shot based, and I feel like I didn't really. It was a little bit of nuttiness. I couldn't say for sure that it was praline or hazelnut. I got no chocolate on it. If you just told me that it was just a malty dark lager, then you'd have nailed it. But telling me I'm going to pick out that other stuff that's not there, no. My silver is going to be the COOP Ale Works DNR. Same thing. I mean, I got the dried fruit a little bit. I really didn't get any cinnamon or vanilla, which is what they call out on the flavor notes there. I mean, it was good. I think I expected it to be a little bit more syrupy, especially at 10%. And just compared to other Belgians that I've had, I found it pretty overwhelming. Leaving the Drippin from Roughtail Brewing Company in gold. It is a milkshake IPA that tasted a lot like vanilla, and they said it was going to be a milkshake IPA that tasted a lot like vanilla. So
it did the thing.
Yeah, that's my ranking is just based off of shots called basically. So, Roughtail called it and landed it. It had everything that a milkshake IPA should have. It had the sweetness, it had the hoppiness, it had the mouthfeel, it was creamy, and they hit their flavor notes. So, that's it for me.
Right on.
What you got?
So for me, I'm also going to put the Nightjar in the bronze medal position.
Quelle surprise.
I don't know what that means.
What a surprise.
Oh, all right. Was that French?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. Feel smarter now. But the Nightjar, it's already been discussed. Fine beer.
Yeah.
Fine beer. But with all the other flavors that were supposed to be in there, I couldn't parse those out. So I drink it again, but I'm not going to seek it out. Now comes the fun part. Do I go with Steve? Do I go with Katie?
I mean, come on.
Yeah, everybody knows what's going to happen. Yes, the Drippin will be, and I will say in a rather strong silver, because for the style, what it was supposed to be.
He said the thing.
I said.
She's on board.
But I actually bought the T-shirt for that.
Yes.
But for what it is supposed to be, it is supposed to be a milkshake IPA. It is exactly that. You get what you're asking for.
Wait, did you buy the For the Style t-shirt on TeePublic?
I did.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you bought the For the Style t-shirt on TeePublic or if you bought a Save the Line Bar t-shirt.
Oh, no, I got it. No, I got the For the Style T-shirt on TeePublic with the keyword Hop Nation USA, all one word, no spaces.
You
Gotcha.
used your own discount code. I love it.
Yeah.
Somebody also bought a Shit and Fart t-shirt.
Wasn't me.
If you're listening and you bought the Shit and Fart t-shirt, please send me a picture of you wearing it. And just also reveal yourself.
We'd like to meet you.
Yeah. I mean, you're obviously a person of taste. So.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't know one of those got sold.
Yeah, somebody bought a Shit and Fart t-shirt.
That's awesome.
Okay, I don't know who did.
You say so.
Shoot. But in the gold medal position, yes, the DNR by COOP. Yeah. Far and away, I thought that was the best beer of the three. I enjoyed it the most. Yes, it did taste like a 10%er, but it didn't burn you like a 10%er. Mm-hmm. It announced itself, but it didn't punch you in the face while it walked in the room.
I love not being punched in the face.
Me too.
I'm so into it.
I got a fairly good streak of that going on. I hope to carry that on for quite some time. But yeah, the DNR, yeah, I like that. I hope whenever they get to Pennsylvania, that's the first one that they bring in.
Sure.
And then I can buy it all the time. All the time.
All the time.
How much?
All the time.
Just checking.
Mm-hmm.
All that time.
You can quote me on that.
Okay.
So there you go. That's my rankings.
Cool.
Can I drop some knowledge real quick?
Yes, please.
Sure.
I did a Google.
Uh-huh.
Sooners is the name given to settlers who entered the unassigned lands in what is now the state of Oklahoma before the official start of the land rush of 1889. So they were there soon. Okay. The phrase boomer sooner refers to the land run of 1889 in which the land around the modern university was settled. Boomers were the people who campaigned for the land to be opened before the passage of the Indian Appropriations Act of 1889.
So they were campaigning for the boom of industry.
Yes.
Snap indeed.
So that's what we got.
By God, King. Great.
And that's Oklahoma.
That's Oklahoma. We learned a whole lot. We learned about their interesting history that I think is, I would like to get to see if I could find more on the actual history of the Choctaw beer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, just from what I was reading, it read a lot of like, we took something from the natives and then made it our own thing. And then we were successful off of it, which is not terrible, terribly different from anything else in American history. But
I would say consult your local
cultural
library.
appropriation? Really?
Yeah.
In my country?
Yeah. But I'd like to know more if there was, because just like the way the recipes were, I don't know, not terribly focused. There's a lot of like, obviously it was wheat, obviously it was berry, and then you had some goof asses who were throwing tobacco, and I don't think the natives were throwing tobacco and moonshine, but maybe they were just to.
Yeah, who knows?
We weren't there. We don't know.
Just to sell it to white people. And like, here, this will get you fucking turned.
Maybe it was just to
give me your
knock
money.
them the fuck out so they could be left alone for a minute, because that's why I would do it.
Yeah.
Like, please just go colonize somewhere else.
Here, drink this, leave us alone.
Exactly.
Get out of here. Get.
Night, night.
And don't leave it in our fridge for a week.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't leave it in our ice house. But yeah, that's Oklahoma. Thanks for bringing us beers from there, Katie.
Yes.
You are
Thank you.
quite welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Next week, we're out of plans. We're done.
Show's over. There you go.
We're out of plans.
2:45. Wrap it.
2:45. We're done with this. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure something out. I have something in the bag.
Okay.
But I was trying to save it to get a guest, but I don't know if we'll be able to get that guest. So
Okay.
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
It's a mystery.
It is mysteries.
He's kidding. We know what we're doing. It's a garlic bread beer pairing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yep. We'll see you next week. Goodbye. Oh no, wait.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Oh yeah.
Do the thingy.
I forgot.
You had guys, don't hang up. Listen. Wait. Hold on.
No.
Hold up.
Do the thingy.
Yeah. But yeah, if you want to find us on social media, all you have to do is search Hop Nation USA. That'll get you Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And if you want to listen to brand new episodes of the Hop Nation USA podcast every Friday, as you should, then search Hop Nation USA in your favorite podcatcher like Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Podbean, anything that starts in pod or ends in cast. We're on all of those platforms, and leave a 5-star review because
we are a 6 cowboy show, but they only let us use 5.
Ugh.
And that's a bigger crime than throwing highly poisonous berries into your fucking mash.
Don't do that.
Please and thank you.
Don't do
Homebrewers.
that shit. Also, don't
poison
cut
your
things with
friends.
fentanyl. Also, don't put fentanyl in your Belgians.
Don't put fentanyl in anything.
Yeah. Under strict medical supervision.
Yeah.
Strict.
Guys, if you're gonna do drugs, get them from a pharmacy or a dispensary. Don't risk it.
Just be
Yeah.
cool.
Or just drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's regulated. Get drunk. 10%, man. Do it.
Fentanyl hasn't made it into the home brewing scene as far as I know.
Oh,
So-
Christ. Why would you even speak that?
Yeah,
into
why would you do that?
existence?
I don't. Well, at least I trust the home brewers that I drink from. So
In case you guys were all wondering how we died,
Yeah. Now you
and
know.
you're listening to this in 2023, that was it.
This is Exhibit A now. Bye. I'm hanging up now.
Did they do Adam's song? Is that
They
the
do.
one? Okay.
yes.
And I fully disagree with it. I didn't agree to it.
Not feeling so suicidal then there?
No. I don't even get any royalties out of it.
I washed my Jeep in my garage.
Oh my goodness.
I put some ducks on another one.